Hey, what's up, guys? Hope you enjoyed that new intro here to my channel. Thanks again to my friend Steve for making that for me. If you guys are interested in graphic design work, I will put his social media stuff in the description below. But I'm here to break down the Thursday night showdown slate between the 49ers and the Cardinals. A couple things before I get in the video. We're over 1.8 thousand subscribers now, so closing in on 2,000. Hopefully we can get to 2,000 subscribers by the end of the week here. And two, if you're new to the channel, I'm doing a weekly giveaway where all you have to do is leave a like and a comment in the video. It's one entry into the giveaway. Max one comment, though, per video. It starts with my Monday Night Showdown video that I had up a few days ago. We'll go throughout the week, and we'll end on my Monday Night Showdown video at the end of the week. So however many videos up for the week, you enter the giveaway that many times. So say I have 10 videos up for the week, you enter the giveaway 10 times. The winner receives $20 PayPal for myself. With that out of the way, let's jump in the video. So this one is going to be a headache to try to decipher here with this showdown slate with 49ers and the Cardinals. Before we get into the prices, let's look at the over-under and the spread. Sitting at 43 right now, with the 49ers favored by 10.5 points on the road. So let's take a look at some snap counts, and this is going to be messy. So for the Cardinals, David Johnson currently listed as questionable. He hasn't practiced in like a couple weeks. I don't expect him to go. Chase Edmonds listed as doubtful. Really don't expect him to go. They had Zach Zenner played 39% of the snaps, and then Alfred Morris was on the squad as well. He didn't play, but he's available. And they also got Kenyon Drake. So it could be kind of a three-headed monster here. We don't really know what the snaps are going to be like, so obviously this is a risky situation for these Arizona backs, plus the really tough matchup. As far as wide receivers go, a little clearer here with Larry Fitz, Demary Byrd, and Christian Kirk playing on like 80 to 85% of the snaps. Sherfield playing at 53%. He's currently listed as questionable. If he misses, maybe Andy Isabella or Keyshawn Johnson could pick up some more work. As far as the tight ends, Max Williams and Charles Clare out there about 40% of the snaps. So Arizona, not super, they don't utilize their tight ends a lot. They like running four wide receiver sets a good amount. So then San Francisco too, another team that they're playing really well, but they kind of spread out the usage a lot here. So running back situation, this is another situation we have to monitor. Matt Breida currently listed as questionable. We don't know if he's going to be available. Mostert questionable as well. And they got Tevin Coleman. So if both Mostert and Breida miss, we could look to a guy like Jeff Wilson. But yeah, San Francisco does like, they don't really like having a lead back, right? They like utilizing 2 to 3 backs. So another kind of headache situation. As far as the wide receivers go, a little tricky as well, right? Emmanuel Sanders would probably be the preferred target here, playing 82% of snaps, and then it's kind of spread out. Deebo Samuel played in 70%, Pettis played in 30%, Bourne 48%, Richie James 22%, and they also have Marquise Goodwin coming back to the mix. So we know San Francisco likes utilizing like 5-6 receivers at times, so you're not going to feel great about targeting any of these receivers either on this slate. As far as tight ends go, we know George Kittle going to be out there basically the whole game, and then Ross Dwelly, I actually don't even know how to pronounce his name, playing at like 30 to 40% of the snaps. So yeah, with snap counts away, let's look at the prices. So the two quarterbacks listed at the top here are Jimmy G and Kyler Murray. Obviously, a much better matchup here for San Francisco. It is on the road, but Arizona's defense, nothing to be scared about. So Jimmy G, he really hasn't had a breakout game yet. I mean, he had 23 fantasy points in the game against Cincinnati, but they are 6-0. It's just the defense has been really solid. They've been working the run game a lot, so they haven't really needed Jimmy G to have a huge game. He's currently listed as the most expensive player, so I don't hate him. If you want to get contrarian, I think you can play both quarterbacks. So I think that's going to go pretty low owned on the slate. I think a lot of people will go to some of these running backs and receivers at cheaper price points. And obviously, Jimmy G's in a good matchup, but he hasn't really flashed upside. And Kyler Murray, we know he has, the upside's there, but a lot tougher matchup. So I think these quarterbacks go a little bit lower owned. If you want to get contrarian, you can play both. Kyler Murray at 9.8K, back-to-back, kind of disappointing weeks. He's been very inconsistent. He's been pretty solid in good matchups and tougher matchups, not that well. This is a very tough matchup against San Francisco. So I think Kyler Murray goes pretty low owned on the slate, but I do like his rushing upside. Like at times he will, he can get you like 60, 70 yards on the ground for sure. So I know the match is really, really tough, but if he's going to be super, super low owned, then I think I would target him here at 9.8K. Kittle at 9.8 or 9.2 seems pretty safe. Probably going to get anywhere from 7 to 10 targets a game. The matchup's great. The only concern is Can Arizona score enough points so San Francisco has to throw the ball the whole time? But yeah, Kittle I think is really solid. Tevin Coleman going to be, probably get the most amount of work out of the San Francisco backs. Had a huge game. That last game against Carolina had 4 touchdowns. Don't think we can expect that again. But yeah, the matchup's really good. They should be playing from ahead in this one, so it should be a good game script for Tevin Coleman. We don't know about the status of Breida. We don't know about Mostert, so those are the situations we have to monitor. If they both miss, I think Coleman maybe gets like 60 to 70% of the work, and Jeff Wilson picking up the rest. So, yeah, again, another situation we have to monitor. I will say that a lot because there's a lot of questionable guys on the slate. Emmanuel Sanders is obviously the preferred target. He's going to be out there a good amount. Had a decent first week, 4 catches, 1 touchdown, 12 fantasy points. Obviously, again, the San Francisco guys are a lot safer to target just because the matchup's a lot better for them. Now the Arizona situation, David Johnson hasn't practiced since October 18th. They're saying he's day-to-day. I really don't expect him to go. If he does go, he'll probably be limited, so I don't even think I would target him if he is available. Chase Edmonds listed as doubtful. Really don't expect him to go. So it's probably going to be a combination of Kenyon Drake, who they just signed here at 6.8K. Cliff Kingsbury said he's going to get a manageable workload. So I don't think that's super great, right? Manageable. I think it might be a 3-headed monster too with him, Alfred Morris, and Zach Zenner, right? It's just a really tough situation because we don't know. Hopefully we get clarity like before lock, but we might not. I think Drake does have the most upside of the backs, but he's obviously the most expensive. And again, we really don't know what the workload is going to be for him. The 49ers defense on the road, 7.4K. I know it seems a lot, but like I say in all these showdown videos, it always seems like a defense goes crazy on these slates. San Francisco's defense has just been unreal. I know it's on the road, but I think you got to target them. Now, personally, it's probably not going to be the way I go. I never enjoyed playing defenses on these showdown sites because it's not fun rooting for like a slow, grinded out game. And really, I don't really play these showdown sites to make a lot of money. I kind of throw in like 10, 20 bucks in for fun. But yeah, like I said, if you really feel good about the 49ers defense, they've been amazing. And the Cardinals probably will turn the ball over a little bit here. Their offensive line is terrible, so there definitely could be a lot of sacks here. So yes, the 49ers defense went 100% in play here at 7.4K. Now the 2 top Arizona receivers with Kirk and Fitzgerald, don't hate him. I think Christian Kirk was a lot higher owned just because he had that big game last time out, while Larry Fitzgerald was a little bit lower owned after back-to-back pretty bad games. I will probably play the ownership and go, if I'm going to play between these two, I probably would lean towards Fitzgerald just because I think Christian Kirk will be 2, maybe 3 times more popular. So personally, that's the way I think about it, and that's probably the way I would go if I was going to play. I don't even know if I'm going to play one of those top 2 receivers, but if I would, I think it would be Fitzgerald. Matt Breida, again, we don't know what he won't practice Tuesday. We should get more news tomorrow with the injury report, and we'll get a better idea then. So again, a situation we have to monitor. It's very important to follow me on Twitter, guys. If you don't, it will be in the description below. I will give my thoughts as we get this news, tomorrow and into Thursday. Let's see. Deebo Samuel, 5.2K. He played on 70% of snaps, so maybe those go down a bit with Marquise Goodwin coming back again. Besides Emmanuel Sanders, it's kind of hard to trust these receivers. They're kind of dart throws, in my opinion. Mostert at 4.8K, missed practice as well. So again, if him and Breida both miss, we could look to guy Jeff Wilson, who I'll get to in a sec. The 2 kickers, definitely viable. Again, I don't think I would play both in a GPP, but you could definitely play one. We know kickers have 10, 15 fantasy point upside. Marquise Goodwin at 3.4K. Again, you're not going to feel great about it. We're probably going to play like 60% of the snaps. He does have the big play upside, so I wouldn't hate taking a dart throw on him. Pettis, these guys are all. No one's going to play huge snaps for San Francisco's wide receivers besides Emmanuel Sanders, I think. But these guys, you can throw dart throws in tournaments for sure. It's just tricky to figure out which one is going to have a good night. Now, Zach Zenner at 3K is viable. Again, we don't really know what the workload is going to be. It could be a 3-headed monster. It could just be him and Drake. We don't know. He did play in that last game. He played 39% of the snaps, so Alfred Morris was not out there at all. So I guess I'd feel a little more confident with Zach Zenner over Alfred Morris. The tight end situation, Charles Clay, currently listed as questionable. He's a limited participant, so I assume he'll be decent to go. But again, the Cardinals really don't utilize their tight ends that much. The Cardinals defense itself at 2.4K, don't hate it at home. Just probably not going to be the way I go. Alfred Morris, again, we don't know what the workload's going to be like. I think I would be a little more comfortable targeting a guy like Kenyon Drake, who's better, pass catching back, and then Zach Zenner for a little bit more. Now, Jeff Wilson Jr. would be a guy I would really like, would probably be my favorite value play if both Breida and Mostert miss, because we know San Francisco, they're going to spread out the running back rotation. So if both those guys miss, I think Tevin Coleman probably gets 60, maybe 70% at most, and then Jeff Wilson Jr. gets the rest. And possibly this game could blow out. Maybe Wilson gets a little bit more run. So yes, I think he would be probably my favorite value play if both those San Francisco backs do miss. Now Bird's worth a shot here at 1.6K. Was out there for 88% of snaps. Probably going to get more of the same here. At 1.6K, I think he's viable in a game that Arizona should be playing from behind it. I know San Francisco's defense has been amazing, but he would allow you to get those like studs in your lineup. So wouldn't hate taking a shot on Bird either. Keyshawn Johnson here at 1.2K, you could give a look to if Sherfield misses. It could be him that picks up the kind of the number four wide receiver role. Could be at Isabella. Richie James Jr. not playing huge snaps. Let's see. He will come out of the slot. I don't know, anywhere from like 25 to 30% would be my best guess. So again, just like a dart throw, some of these guys are at the flat minimum price. But yeah, that's kind of it. So again, this slate, guys, it's pretty tricky. There's a lot of injury news we're waiting on. There's both teams spread out the usage a good amount here with the snaps. So I think if you're playing it safe, if you're playing like a cash game format, I think probably Tevin Coleman or George Kittle in the captain spot would probably be your best bet, or even Emmanuel Sanders. But San Francisco should be playing from ahead in this one, so I guess probably my first target would be Tevin Coleman. Again, the quarterbacks, I think, go a little bit lower owned, so if you want to get contrarian, you compare them both in there. The mid-tier guys, like Kirk and Fitzgerald, obviously it's a tough matchup. I personally think I would lean towards Fitzgerald, just because I think it'll be a lot lower owned. Like other cheap options, you could take dart throws on Jeff Wilson Jr. if both Mostert and Breida miss. I would like him a good amount there at 2K. Damari Bird's been playing big snaps at 1.6K. Don't hate him either. And the other guys are kind of just dart throws. So as of right now, that's kind of my thoughts on this slate. But again, a lot of things can change, so it's very important to follow me on Twitter, guys. So that will be in the description below. But yeah, I think that's about it, guys. Thanks again for coming to check out the video. Really appreciate it. I'll be back for another video. I already have my video up for the 11-game NBA main slate for Wednesday. So if you're curious, guys, that's already up on my channel. You can go check that out. If you're waiting for the next football video, I'll probably have my my look at the Week 9 main slate up either Friday, probably. So be on the lookout for that. So thanks again for coming to check the video, guys. Really appreciate it, and I will see you later.